Hello, good morning, and just going to play with a little circuit here because I plan to have some fun with it, and I thought it'd be a good demonstration of basic electronics and how you can use simple circuits to make things happen. And you'll see what I mean fully when we finish this bit, but for now I'm just going to go through the circuit and explain what we're doing. So what we have on this piece of paper is a free running vibrator circuit. It could be called a flip-flop, an astable flip-flop, an astable multi-vibrator. It has several names, and you could look up transistor flip-flop on Google, for example, and you'll get pretty much a load of results that will look like this. What does it do? Basically, it just flashes the LEDs on and off. Now, we could build this circuit very easily, just grab a couple of transistors and the bits and just throw it together. But why should we go to all that trouble? Because, funnily enough, the Chinese have produced a little kit. Now, this little kit is exactly this, but with the values added in. So let me just tip all this out, and let's line up the resistors and the capacitors as to where they should go. And while I'm here, I will click that button. Right, so we have here the power socket. We have an LED with the plus lead there, so that will go that way round. We have this LED which will be over the other side, which will be that way round. And we have the capacitors, which are, in this case, 47 microfarads, which would go there, that way round, and there, that way round. And then we have these transistors, which are S9014s. Center is the base. Collector emitter, I believe, is that way round, so they would go round like that. Now the resistors, what's this, 10, that's a 10k, so you've got a pair of 10ks. They go in the middle on the base, and 470 ohm resistors, I can see the brown ring there, these would go here. And that is effectively the entire circuit. We could solder that up now like that, just lead to lead and component to component, but they've provided a nice little circuit board. Now, I won't go on about these are cheap. I think the price of these were 10 for a pound, 10 kits for a pound. So mass marketing, China, free shipping, 10 for a pound. You can do a lot of things with these. So what I'll do is we'll start putting the components in, and just follow the board markings. You don't actually need to know much in the way of electronics to do this. As you see, they just sit in the holes, and we could do the soldering when they're all in, to be quite honest. Right, so then all we need is a power supply. Now, this circuit again is only really voltage dependent on the value of these limiting resistors and the capacitor values. These particular transistors are good to about 50 odd volts, so you know, you could put one of these in your car. You'd just have to maybe up these to about 1k or something like that. But let's see what happens when we connect power. Let me just turn the voltage on and see what it's set to. Right, that's about 4 volts. Assuming I can get power in there. There we go. Just a pair of flashing red lights. Now the whole purpose of doing this, that'll stay there, is I want to decorate these. Now, yes, it's a little bit of humour, and I picked these up. These were a pound in, funny enough, in our Poundland. And these are, you know, just meant to be something for a joke. But I think as just like that, they're a bit boring. So I was thinking, well, what would happen if I put LEDs in the cone? And I thought, yeah, that'd be handy, and I could run them off a little 3-volt battery pack, which came off a set of fairy lights. And I thought, yeah, okay, that'll be a bit of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hand drill some holes in, and I'm going to mount everything together, and we'll go from there and see what it looks like. Okay, right, I've just shifted things around on the bench, and what I'm going to bring in now is I'm going to bring in what I've done off camera. And all we have here is a pair of 10mm red LEDs, and what I've done is I've connected them in parallel. This is the battery box off a set of cheap Christmas lights. You can buy these separately, or you can get them ready-made. You know, just buy them loose. China sells millions of them. And right, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the power supply off of there, and I'm going to just desolder the 2 LEDs that have been put in here, and replace them I should really be talking while I'm doing this, shouldn't I? Hopefully that's taken all the solder out. Which one? They're both moving. Yeah. Right, I'm going to do the alternate shuffle. So we'll take these LEDs out. We will take these LEDs out. Just get my fingernail underneath them. There we go. And all we've got to do now is just follow the same polarity and use these wires. I'm just going to trim that one off a little bit because it looks a bit ropey. And just follow red to the positive. And if I've chosen the right wire, it should fit in the same hole. I haven't tinned this, so it should just be the right size. Yep, there we go. And black in the other one. All you've got to be careful of is that you don't get a loose whisker of wire shorting out the 2 LEDs. I'm going to do that one first because that's just keeps popping the other one out. So what I'll do is just solder that one in. like that. Let me just straighten the end of that out, and then that should go on in the hole. Like that. I'll just solder that one in. And we do the same the other side with the other one. Solder the one. And put the other one in. There we go, that's much neater. It's a lot easier when you just take your time instead of rushing at things. Okay, so the wires are in. Yep. Let's just nip the ends off to make sure that they're flush, so they're not likely to bend over. Right, okay, we can just give it a quick test before we connect it all together and put things away in the box. Oh, there we go. So I've got a dead LED there by the looks of it. Oh, that's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Right, what I'll do is I shall just screw this in for now. Flat screwdriver, flat bladed screwdriver, small one. Where's it gone? Will it take? No, it won't take a Phillips. Where's my flat bladed screwdrivers gone? There. Yeah, it does look like this LED is not a good one. I can just put this one across it. Yep, so it's not a wiring thing, it's definitely a dead LED, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. So we have the LEDs. Let's bring the cone back in, just unclip those for a moment. And all I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to wedge opposite ones through the top. Let's see if we can get a decent view on one of the cameras. That one there behind me. Let's bring it there. So as you can see there, with this one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put one LED this side and the other LED in the hole the other side. And at this point I'm just going to wedge them in. It's only a bit of fun after all. And then all I need to do is get a couple of batteries. I did have my batteries to hand. Okay, back again. You know the saying, when it can go wrong it will. Sorry about cameras dying and everything else. I've had a bit of a Fujima flip. Anyway, so where were we? Oh yes, that's right. I'd soldered the wires in and we found that we got one dead LED, which is a shame because this was from a new new batch that I'd got. I can't see that there's anything in the middle there. Let me just give it a scrape to make sure that it's not a... Yeah, it's definitely a dead LED. Right, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. So we've soldered the LEDs in, we found we've got a dead one. I've put a pair of ordinary nickel metal hydride rechargeables in there. You can use standard AA cells from the Fairy Light box. And it's probably easier, I don't know which camera's best to see it from, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one in there and then put this one on the opposite side. And it's just a case of, let's see which camera's picking that up, that one over there. Stuffing them in, like so. Let's put that one on the back. One that doesn't work. So yeah, just poking them in the holes. Putting the cover on the battery holder. That's the only thing when you buy cheap Chinese, or are these? Yeah, these are Chinese. Of course they are. There we are. Right, what can we do? I can turn the lights out and we can have a look at it just by using the room lights. So there you go. Now we have a flashing warning sign to alert people when somebody's on the toilet and making a smell. Turn them back on so I can wish you all a very good morning, evening, or whatever it is in your part of the world at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed this shambles that it was, and if you do like it, it's just a bit of fun. Click like, click subscribe. I do stupid things occasionally, and this is one of them. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.